This is a physics-based sandbox space game that lets you build and engineer virtually anything, with everything being destructible and following realistic physics. So what sets it apart from other space games is this very focus on engineering and physics. When you build something, it needs to actually work. Thrusters need to generate enough force. Power systems need to be properly connected, and weight distribution matters. Now let's start with what's actually available in the January 27 launch, which they are calling Vertical Slice 1. The initial release is creative mode only. You get the new unified 25cm grid system, which is a huge change from the original that had separate large and small grids. Because what this means now is you can build much more naturally without constantly worrying about grid compatibility. There's a new pretty amazing blueprint building system with partial copy and paste, toolbar assignments, and importantly, grid undo and redo, which was considered a massive pain point in the first game. They have improved movement with new Magboots that have camera stabilization, and ships can now go up to 300 meters per second. The game also has a SafeSpeed feature, where collisions under a certain speed won't cause structural damage. This should make basic maneuvering much less frustrating. The physics and visuals have gotten a major overhaul thanks to their new house-built engine. The ultimate goal is that all things break apart realistically. Now taking a look at what's coming later, especially in terms of gameplay, because this is where you will want to temper your expectations a bit. Vertical Slice 1.1 will add Steam Workshop support for sharing creations. Vertical Slice 1.2 will focus on quality of life improvements they discover are needed after launch. Vertical Slice 1.5 will bring modding tools and an editor, and the actual big ones come later, because Vertical Slice 2 adds planets and survival mode. This will introduce 2 planets and new survival mechanics, including something called backpack building, which is basically instant resource processing. That means building in survival mode using creative mode-like projections. Vertical Slice 3 brings volumetric water and a water planet called Byblos. This is completely new to the series. You will be able to build submarines and deal with water physics. Even further out are multiplayer, NPCs, and a story campaign. The campaign will follow 2 brothers who wake up from 10,000 years of cryosleep. They are promising factions, quests, and a living world. So quite ambitious, given the first game had basically no story elements. So this is a long-term early access project, targeting the end of 2027 for the full release. They are being transparent about their plans, but some of the later features are quite ambitious and untested for this series. And one interesting technical note, they actually built their own engine, because apparently no existing engine could handle their requirements for these large-scale destructible environments, with seamless transitions from space to planets to underwater. So if you enjoy creative building and want to be part of shaping the game's development, the initial feature set seems pretty solid. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.